Well, good day, folks. Welcome to Sunday. Excuse me. And being that it's Sunday, we're going to jump on the open tag Saudi Sunday, brought to us by the fine Arkansonian gentleman Harold over at HT's EDC. Harold dropped an excellent video this morning on a folding hunter, a large folding hunter with bone stag handles. Beautiful looking knife. So definitely go over and check that out. And if you're not interested in a knife, you just got to go over and see what Abby's up to. She's a sweet girl. So the Saudi Sunday tag is basically where you take a sod buster, a case sod buster, or something in that vein, and show it off. So the knife we have today is not by case, but it's in the same general design or model. And it's just basically just a general use working knife. And that is going to be by Roper Knives. American Buffalo Knife and Tool presents Roper Knives. There's a little cowboy in all of us. And that is going to be RP0032WS1. And that is the tumbleweed. Excuse me. Got a bit of a frog in my throat this morning. Frog, not a singing toad. Anyhow. So this comes in 4 models that I've seen. One in yellow Delrin, one in white bone, and 2 that are similar. They come with acrylic covers with a clear acrylic with a pattern underneath, and there's 2 different patterns that are just 2 variations on the same theme. One of those, I believe, being slightly larger. But the one we're going to look at today is right here. So it has the acrylic covers, so they're clear acrylic with the pattern printed right on the brass liners. And there is your Roper Knives shield. And this one is a lockback. And all 4 of the models, I believe, are lockbacks. So really cool pattern. That's what kind of, well, I like the knife. I wanted to get one with the knives, but the pattern really caught my attention. I think that looks sharp. Nice and smooth over all the pins. No prop pins. Shield is inset nice. No bolsters, so no stepping to worry about there. Your back springs are super tight. No gaffing. Everything is nice and flush. Slightest little bit of a gap right there. But you got your brass liners. The knife itself closed is 3.5 inches, they say, so we'll take a peek. And that's right about 3.5 inches, maybe slightly over. Now, this comes with a carbon steel blade, 1065 carbon. You've got a light pull, but it's a lockback, so that's to be expected. Snaps into position nice. You've got your roper, and then your model number, 0506. Carbon, and then you have the, well, maybe that's the model number, who knows. 0506 is a much easier model number to spit out. But you have your carbon steel blade. They come satin finished. Well, I've been using this one for a while, so I'm getting a little bit of a patina to it, which never really shows off well in the artificial light. Snap this one off for a second. Yeah, I still really can't see it. But it's your drop point blade, typical of the model. Maybe a longer upsweep from the belly than you would see on a sod buster. Your blade length is advertised at 2.5 inches. And if you go right from the covers, it's much closer to 3 if you just go by the cutting edge Then you're at 2.5 inches. The blade grind, very nice and even on this side. Maybe a little bit of weight to the belly here. Now, one small issue I have with this knife is there is a slight bit of blade rock. Just ever so slight, you can see. And I suspect that might have to do right there with that bit of gapping. And it's not something I can squeeze tight. But if I do, that does cure some of that blade wobble. So that's something to monitor over time. If it becomes worse, I'm going to have to address that. Maybe compress that pin a little bit. But very attractive looking knife. The handles, you would think they would be slick, but they're sticky. There's no texture to them, but they're not slippery at all. It's nice in the hand. It's, for me, I can make it a 4-finger grip. I've got average size, medium size hands. Somebody with larger hands might have to make a 3-finger grip out of it. No opportunity for a lanyard for the lanyard lovers. It has a good edge on it. Came quite sharp. I've touched it up a few times since. But very nice edge on it. So I like it. I like the Saudi. Just the model. Just a convenient, simple, just daily task type blade. Nice size. This one's light. I think it's advertised at like 0.34 pounds. Very light knife. Very, if you like a light knife, you'll barely feel that in your hand. I tend to like a more robust knife, but I certainly don't mind this one. Now, let's have a look at it in comparison to an actual Saudi Junior. Here we have a case. Saw Buster Junior with jig bone handles. No half stop. I snap into the open. And there you see. Very, very similar knife. Similar size, similar pattern. The roper has a more tapered sweep from the belly to the point. But side by side, almost identical handle design. Just that slight difference to the blade. The roper's a little more pokey. And we can also compare it to Browning and their version. That is the Browning model 0419. That comes with a wood handle. Now it has a half stop, which is something I like. I like a half stop. Very good snap to the open. And a very dirty blade. And again, very similar size and design. The blade on the Browning looks more like the blade on your roper. You've got that more gradual upsweep. And again, very, very similar handles. And there's your three together. I like them all. I use them all. Do I have a preference? I don't really know. They all have their excellent features. I mean, you got to love the bone handle on the case. The Browning, I love that it has a half stop. The roper's got the Lockback. So it comes down to personal preference in maybe your blade design, maybe your handle material, or your different features like the Lockback or the half stop, or neither. Anyway, folks, that'll be it for today. I picked this one up a while back from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I want to say, no, sorry, I got it from Chicago Knife Works. I want to say it was between 25 and 30, suggested price running $16, $17, something like that, and change. So a pretty good deal for a pretty good knife. If you're a carbon steel lover, then yeah, it's a great option for you. Case, I mean, both of these are in stainless. Case does make carbon steel or carbon vanadium versions, so there's that option too, but this is going to come in at a much lower price point than a case, and I think every bit as good of a knife. And that'll be that, folks. I hope you're all having an awesome Sunday. It's been a great weekend. You've gotten out and enjoyed the outdoors, enjoyed some time with people that you care about and care about you, and had a chance to sneak off into the woods for a little quiet time and just enjoy the peace of it. Leave the crazy world behind, go out and hang out with the trees and the critters. But don't piss off a bear. Have a great day.